This is the instructional video for the OSSLT short writing task with text selection. So what you're required to do here is read the task, read the selection, and then answer a question based on the text. So for instance, this would be an example of a selection. You see that it's about paragraph, 2 paragraphs, half a page worth of writing, and then there is a question. Looks similar to this. What you're going to have to do is fill the space provided. Remember that on the new online test, you will be given a limit of characters rather than a line limit. So that amount of characters is equivalent to words, and you are expected to fill about 3/4 of that word limit at the very least. So let's talk about what they expect on these types of questions. This question is marked out of 30 marks, and there's a rubric that the markers follow. So for instance, on this question, there are some different categories. So there's blank, there's illegible, which means they couldn't read what you've written, but that won't matter now because everyone's typing their answer. There's off topic or incorrect, and that means what you've done is they've asked a question and you've not answered that specific question. And then here are the codes, which is what we're aiming for. We're aiming to get you guys within a 10, 20, or 30, preferably a 20 or a 30. So if we look at this, you'll notice on a code 10, it says that the response indicates minimal reading comprehension or provides minimal or irrelevant ideas and information from the reading selection. So perhaps maybe you gave them the main idea, or you gave them a detail from the selection, or maybe you gave them a main idea and you tried to give them a detail from the selection, but it wasn't specific enough or it was irrelevant. A code 20 means that you did better. You probably gave them a main idea and you provided them with some details, but they were vague or not specific enough. Or perhaps your main idea was vague. To get a 30, what you're looking for is to get a correct main idea, and you have to provide them with one or more specific pieces of information from the text. I'm going to refer you right now to the tips and tricks sheet that I've provided you with, and you'll notice that here we have a formula for this type of writing. Short writing task with text says that you need to use a 3-part formula for this answer. You have to answer the question, and that means using words from the question to start your answer. So for this one, it would say the main idea of this text is, and then you have to state the answer and then explain why and give supporting details from the text. Your evidence needs to be very specific. That's what you need to remember, is that in this case, your evidence needs to be very specific and you need to stick with the 3-part answer formula. Answer the question using questions from the task, come up with the answer, correct answer, and then provide specific details. So let's look at what got a 20 or a 30 so that you have an idea. This got a mark of 20. The main idea of this selection is that due to global warming, polar bears' survival may be at risk. I think this is because it talks about what the polar bears will eat after